Any conversation around that at all?
Nah, even if it was, I don't even speak on, what other people got going on, I, I would love to.
During the week, Shakur Stevenson had Eddie Hearn, Terence Crawford, and Floyd Mayweather watching him spar. What he didn't see coming, though, was a heated exchange between Mayweather and Crawford after the session. The two were ringside at the gym observing as Stevenson trained for his upcoming fight on February 22nd against Floyd Schofield. Speaking to Fight Hype, Stevenson shared his thoughts on the big names gathering at the gym. Man, I don't even know how they all ended up there. Feels like I should be getting paid extra for setting that up, he joked. I'm always making these things happen, but I don't always get the credit. Still, I put together something solid and got everyone to pull up. I appreciate them for coming out and showing love. I just try to take in all the advice and knowledge they share. Mayweather had previously attempted to sign Stevenson, but Matchroom's Eddie Hearn ultimately secured the able to set their rivalry aside to chat. And joke broke around things weren't so smooth between Mayweather and Terence Crawford. Their friendship took a turn for the worse this year. Stevenson has a big year ahead, but next month he'll need to make a strong statement in the ring. As for Crawford and Mayweather, they seemed friendly at first, but tensions rose quickly after Crawford confidently stated that he had no doubt he would beat Mayweather in a fight.
Hold me back.
What initially brought them together was a discussion about Shakur Stevenson's intense training methods. Many don't realize just how insanely hard he trains, but Hearn gave a small glimpse into his mindset, skipping rest breaks, and even losing sleep is just part of life for top-level championship boxers, and those who have been through it will tell you the same.
That day.
Nah, it just was talking about like my boxing. It wasn't nothing about no Kid Austin or the fight that I got coming up. It was more so just
Isn't ready for you. What kind of talk? What was the conversation like in the gym that day? And it just was talking about like my boxing. It wasn't nothing about no Kid Austin knowing when to fight, train, and rest is crucial. And Hearn shared his thoughts with IFL about what he witnessed from Stevenson in the gym this week. What I love about being in these environments is seeing the passion for the sport. He said last night Terence was watching Shaka spar. He went 14 rounds of 4 minutes each with just 30-second breaks. Terence and Floyd watched the entire session, then moved to another ring to watch Ray Ford spar. Floyd and Terence both love boxing. They're passionate about the sport, enjoy watching young fighters giving advice, and seeing talent rise from their communities. It was great to witness. Doing 14 4-minute rounds with only 30-second breaks is no joke. It's brutal for whoever was on the receiving end of Stevenson's sparring last year. Stevenson suffered a serious hand injury that was so bad it even landed him in the hospital, but this year is shaping up to be huge for him. He returns to the ring next month on February 22nd, fighting on one of the most stacked cards in boxing history.
Yeah, so I mean, look, it ain't the first time you've been around Floyd. It ain't the first time you've been around any of those guys. But, that day, especially with you having this fight, and, a lot of people saying that maybe Kid Austin isn't ready for you. What kind of talk? What was the conversation like in the gym that day?
Nah, it just was talking about like my boxing. It wasn't nothing about no Kid Austin or.
Crawford didn't hold back, claiming he would have beaten Floyd Mayweather if they had ever fought while Mayweather was still active. The Omaha native, known for his switch hitting style, is a 4-weight world champion with 31 stoppages on his record. His most recent victory came in the super welterweight division, where he won the WBA world title with a decision over Israel Mawa that marked the 4th weight class in which Crawford has captured a championship. He's also been undisputed in 2 divisions, one of only 3 fighters to accomplish that in the 4-belt era. As Crawford continues to build his legacy, fans are debating how he stacks up against all-time greats, with a dream matchup against the last dominant American champion Floyd Mayweather sparking plenty of discussion. Floyd Mayweather, known as Money Mayweather, retired undefeated in 2017, cementing himself as one of boxing's biggest superstars, a defensive genius. He defeated top names like Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, Shane Mosley, and Oscar De La Hoya. But would Terence Crawford have made that list if they had ever fought? When asked on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast how he would fare against Mayweather, Crawford didn't hesitate to back himself. Me versus anybody, he said confidently. His trainer Brian Basie McIntyre shares the same belief, though he admits he's biased for one. Crawford is like my son, so I'm always going to ride with him, But Terence has that dog in him. He didn't get to this level overnight. It took years of hard work that.
So if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking.
If you put Bud in the ring with Mayweather in their primes, of course, Mayweather would be the smarter fighter. But I believe Bud has more dog in him. McIntyre said whether Crawford could break through Mayweather's legendary defense will always be up for debate. For now, the more realistic fight is the upcoming showdown between Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez in September. Shakur Stevenson, the WBC lightweight champion, is confident that Crawford would defeat Canelo and do it with ease. He's been saying for years that Crawford has what it takes to beat Alvarez, and he stands by that prediction.
Didn't mention the fight, didn't say anything. You didn't talk to him about it. Floyd, not a peep.
Not a word.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Crawford, the WBA champion in the 104lb light middleweight division, has promised to put on 14 PBS to compete in a highly anticipated fight, which could likely be the biggest payday of his career. When asked if he believes Crawford will win, Stevenson was confident in his response. "I've been saying this for years. I was probably the first one to say it even before Terence said it. I've always thought Crawford's style beats Canelo." Stevenson told to TalkSport Boxing. Stevenson seems to suggest that Crawford will stand toe-to-toe and trade punches with Canelo in September. However, that scenario might not be realistic given Crawford's usual strategy of being more cautious and calculated when facing powerful punchers.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm going to always say me.
Okay.
If you put Bud in the ring with Mayweather in their primes, of course, Mayweather would be the smarter fighter. But I believe Bud has more dog in him. McIntyre said whether Crawford could break through Mayweather's legendary defense will always be up for debate. For now, the more realistic fight is the upcoming showdown between Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez in September. Shakur Stevenson, the WBC lightweight champion, is confident that Crawford would defeat Canelo and do it with ease. He's been saying for years that Crawford has what it takes to beat Alvarez, and he stands by that prediction.
Rumors of Canelo and obviously your good friend, mentor, Terence Crawford. A lot of people a few years ago would have said that's crazy, but I think everybody, when they see the talent of Terence Crawford, forget.
Jones Jr. specifically took issue with Mayweather's farewell fight, a 10th round stoppage against UFC superstar Conor McGregor. In McGregor's boxing debut, the debate over who is a GOAT will likely continue, driven by the unique accomplishments and philosophies of these two boxing legends. What was even more interesting was that after Mayweather and Crawford met, Eddie Hearn was also at the training camp to support Shakur Stevenson, making it a gathering of some of the biggest names in boxing. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but in today's world with so many witnesses, especially when celebrities are involved, it's tough to keep things under wraps. And when you add Floyd Mayweather to the equation, keeping things up quiet becomes nearly impossible. It turns out that a recent meeting between Mayweather and the famous promoter Eddie Hearn at a gym in Las Vegas sparked some tension, though the moment was full of lighthearted comments. It didn't mean there weren't some heated exchanges behind the scenes.
He's a special fighter, pound for pound. I think many will say number one in the world, alongside the likes of people like yourself and that great list that we've got at the minute.
It should be noted that Hearn has previously made statements suggesting Floyd Mayweather didn't have as much money as he claimed, and that this was why he was seeking exhibition fights. Mayweather, however, earned over $2 billion throughout his legendary boxing career, including major paydays from his bouts with Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. Reports suggest that Mayweather's current net worth is around $400 million, allowing him to enjoy an extravagant lifestyle outside of the ring. Although he retired from professional boxing in 2017, Mayweather has continued to participate in highly paid exhibition matches, facing opponents like Logan and Jake Pauline.
Yes, honestly, if anybody could jump up in weight classes and do it, it's Terence Crawford. I don't know nobody.
Boxing legend has repeatedly claimed he's earning 8-figure paydays from each exhibition fight, even calling them legalized bank robberies. When asked why he was acting these showman events, he explained it was to continue building his generational well-matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn. However, has suggested in multiple interviews that Mayweather's net worth might not be as high as many believe, partly because of his lavish spending. I don't think he's got the money he says he does. Hearn said, I don't think he needs the money, but when you have that lifestyle and spend what he's spending.
Expect the Floyd 50-0, or is it like? You got to respect anything a person does if they're undefeated that long. So I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50 note that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? No.
Tension reached its peak when Mayweather ran into Hearn in Las Vegas and confronted him about his comments. The undefeated former boxer claimed that Hearn often makes remarks like that, but they had already cleared things up before the two began joking, as if the rumors were true, playfully throwing jabs at each other. While their friends celebrated the exchange, the pair crossed paths in a boxing gym in Las Vegas, both in town for the fight between Diego Pacho and Steve Nelson. During a sparring session, Mayweather jokingly started a conversation, saying, "So one day somebody told me, because I don't have social media on my phone, they showed me. Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money. That's why he's doing exhibition. Eddie doesn't believe that I know he says stuff like that. But me and Eddie cleared it up." Hearn, also grinning, shook Mayweather's hand and jokingly replied, "Yeah, as long as it's 10 or 20 million. There's no problem. Anything less, it can't be less than 10. The joke had Mayweather laughing out loud, joined by a member of his team, and it was clear that there were no hard feelings between them.
Chavez was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80-0. You go up top there? No. He just didn't stop, right? You got to 50 and you stopped because of Rocky Marciano.
Right.
So Rocky died.
Jones Jr. specifically took issue with Mayweather's farewell fight, a 10th round stoppage against UFC superstar Conor McGregor. In McGregor's boxing debut, the debate over who is the GOAT will likely continue, driven by the unique accomplishments and philosophies of these two boxing legends. What was even more interesting was that after Mayweather and Crawford met, Eddie Hearn was also at the training camp to support Shakur Stevenson, making it a gathering of some of the biggest names in boxing. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but in today's world with so many witnesses, especially when celebrities are involved, it's tough to keep things under wraps. And when you add Floyd Mayweather to the equation, keeping things up quiet becomes nearly impossible. It turns out that a recent meeting between Mayweather and the famous promoter Eddie Hearn at a gym in Las Vegas sparked some tension. Though the moment was full of lighthearted comments, it didn't mean there weren't some heated exchanges behind the scenes.
He wouldn't die, he probably would have kept going too. So and then at the end, you fight a guy that's 0-0 for number 50. How can I respect it?
Yeah.
You feel me? So, I mean, I love Floyd, don't get it wrong, I'm not hating on Floyd, but come on, bro, you fight a guy that's 0-0, Conor McGregor was 0-0, and they let you